Teachers Club for inviting me to come and speak to you guys tonight. I've been warned by several parents that prior speakers have gone on and on and on. Okay? I'm going to do my best not to do that. Okay? I think a couple things that I want to get across to, most importantly, obviously, you guys tonight, okay, is that, well, I'm a little different. I was going to say I'm no different than you guys. I'm a boy, you're a girl. Okay? However, I grew up in Maryland, okay? Played high school soccer, played club soccer. Had obviously aspirations of going on to college, and in some ways very uncertain about what I was going to do with my life. Okay, I'm sure you guys, as you sit here, is from 9th grade up through seniors, graduating seniors, you might think you know what you want to do with your life, and that may change 15 times. Okay, I was an economics major, went to Emory University, okay, in Atlanta. It's a Division III school, so here I am coaching the best conference in the country. I didn't play in the best conference, I played at the Division III level. Okay? I was a decent player, but by no means the best player at all. Okay? Went to school, thought I'd have some job in the business world somewhat, somehow. Got out of school, came back and started teaching and coaching at a high school in Rockville. And then I decided that I wanted to coach full-time. I found my passion, and again, I wasn't the best player. So I really needed to educate and become a pretty decent coach. And I decided that I wanted to get out of the teaching realm, because when you're a teacher and you're a coach, 90% of your job is teaching, and I wanted to coach. So I was fortunate to become an assistant coach at George Washington University on the women's side. And so some of the things I'm also going to talk about is in life, and this has become kind of my favorite phrase, is you never know. Okay? There's one thing that you know, is that you never know. Okay?
You
never know how life, what path you're going to take, okay? How things are going to turn out. There are certain things in life you have total control over, other things you just never know. Okay? So here I go on, and I become an assistant coach at GW. I'm there for 3 years. I married my wife, Abby. We move up to Baltimore I become the assistant coach at Loyola College. Okay? I'm with a good friend who's the head coach at Loyola. He has a little girl who's 8 months old. My wife and I have little twins. And I think I'm going to be at Loyola College forever. And our kids are going to grow up together, and that's it. It's my life. 2 months later, Sasha, the men's coach at Maryland, calls and says, will you come be my assistant coach? I said, Joe, you remember that life of us growing up with our kids? Can't do it. I have to do it now. Once again, you never know. Okay? So I was the assistant men's coach for 3 years under Sasha Ostrowski, and fortunate enough to win an ACC championship with them, go to 3 Final Fours with them before taking over the women's program in Maryland. Okay? So that's a little bit of my path. Okay? So as you guys sit here and try and figure out what life may become, I mean, it's almost funny and silly for me to be, you know, introduced and honored in the way that Coach Bodner and Ben have, and because I sit here and I go back to, you know what, I was you 20 years ago, just a kid sitting in a chair. Okay, so for you guys individually and then collectively, okay, what do you want? These are things that I say to my team all the time. What do you want? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? Okay, and we talk a lot about, you know, within our team, we talk about relationships, okay? Because at the end of the day, life is about relationships, okay? Do you guys as a high school team, do you want to win? Absolutely. Do you want to win? Absolutely. Is my job dependent upon me winning? Yeah, sure is. Okay? And, you know, when I was talking with Ben a month ago about whether or not we could do this, no disrespect, I didn't want to do this because I wanted on Wednesday, December 1st, I wanted to be on the bus, headed to North Carolina, going to the Final Four with our team. And I said, Ben, we're not going to the Final Four, I'll be in Frederick. I'm in Frederick. We're not going to the Final Four. But, okay, we dream big. In those conversations, I was dreaming big. Okay, wanted to do big things. Okay, so within our group, okay, we wound up this season, and Coach Bodner alluded to it a little bit. We finished second in the ACC. That's never been done before. Okay, what do you guys know about North Carolina women's soccer? They're pretty good. They've won 20 national championships out of, I think, 27. Okay? They have never lost a game at the ACC tournament. Okay? They've, you know, when you tie and then go to PKs, it counts as a tie. Okay? Technically on your record. So they've been eliminated 3 times on PKs, but their record, I think, is 60-0-3 at the ACC tournament. Not too bad. Okay? They lost in the NCAA tournament last week to Notre Dame, 4-1. That was their first loss by more than 1 goal in a quarter of a century. Okay? And that's a stat that not many people read. It was like at the bottom of some website. And I thought, of all the stats in Carolina, of all the things they do, that's pretty darn impressive. Because we, and you guys, probably a couple weeks ago, we lost by more than a couple goals, right? It happens to everybody, all the time. Carolina, 25 years ago, okay? We beat North Carolina this fall. And so I tell you that stat about the 25 years because it puts a win against North Carolina in perspective. The win against North Carolina this fall improved the University of Maryland women's soccer program's all-time record against North Carolina to 1 win, 31 losses, and 1 tie.